over here. We got the Spartans on here again. And these group of young men, Team Legal, Team Yayo over here. Actually, not Team Yayo. Maybe this is Team Yayo. I was like, the Hornets is going to be game. Now, they're not arch enemies, but they are pretty close to it. So every time you come out a swing down here. These gentlemen right here put on an impressive comeback. And because of these cute house shoes right here. Oh man, this is pressure. So come on to the front, big dog. Hi, this is Channing Humphrey with Semi-Pro Live. We are live from beautiful Nocona, Texas. Finally got up here. You see, my guy Kurt has been hiding his hometown from us all this time. He'll send me out to the middle of nowhere, everywhere else but where he lives. So we're out here at Nocona, Texas, a beautiful tournament, and we got a chance to see the youngest ladies in action. Let's pan on over here to the team. We've got the champion Paradise Lady Panthers coming through with an impressive performance. I believe the final score was 18-6, correct?
Sounds good to me.
20, excuse me, 20. We're going to go with what the coaches did. You know, they paid a lot of team fees. They want to make sure those scores are correct. The girls been out here working hard. So we're going to bring the man who's been putting all this together, Coach Swain. He's going to tell us a little bit more about this tournament, this league that they're a part of, and he's going to hand out some hardware.
So Nocona Youth Sports Association, this is the first basketball tournament we've hosted in Nocona in quite a few years, and Kurt Limley and PremierEventUSA, I apologize, helped set this up, and we got 70 teams, which is huge, almost too much for us to manage. But we just wanted to present the Paradise Panther girls with their first place trophy. They played great. This is a tough, tough team right here. Thank you. Yeah. Y'all get a hand on that thing. Hold on to that.
Got a humble coach. He didn't even take time to kiss the ball, and he handed it right on off. So, Coach, introduce yourself to our audience. This is actually our first female basketball team that we've ever had the privilege of live streaming. And you guys are our first female basketball champion, so making history today. So, Coach, tell us your first and last name and let us know a little bit more about these young ladies and the community they come from.
Okay, so my name's Derek Hilliard. I live in Paradise. We're all from Paradise. This is all my second grade girls. I've had them all. Last year I added one this year, but this is only our second year as a group together.
Now, there's something I noticed about this team, and we just came over from the middle school watching boys play basketball a couple of years older, and first was how disciplined this team was, the small amount of fouls you guys committed in this game, and how they seem to understand spacing the court. How did you get these girls up to speed at such a young age?
I think I put a lot of pressure on them. They know that I want to win, and they're very aggressive. They're a great group of girls, and they listen very well. So, but I think they know that, you know, we come here to win. We don't come to just play patty cake and stuff like that. We want to win.
Well, let's talk about that aggression. Something we've been out doing football for a while. Something that's similar to basketball and football is it's hard to get the kids at an early age to get that aggression out of them. You're with an actual girl basketball team where, you know, society's telling them to be nice, not to be as physical. How are you able to bring that aggression out of this group of young ladies where you could, even though the other team had the size advantage, this team was way more aggressive than the team they were going against. So how did you bring that out of these young ladies?
I think, you know, it starts with them, obviously, but the coaches, the passion that we show for them and how hard we want them to play, and I'm just super proud of them. They play so hard for us.
Can you introduce your assistant coaches before we get over here to the stars?
Yeah, so this is Brittany Foster.
Come on down, Brittany. You hiding from the camera. Come on down, Brittany. Brittany Foster, you got anything to add to your coach saying, you know, he's a humble guy, so he's not going to go into it as deep. So you can be the inner lion for the young ladies.
I don't. I'm proud of them girls, what y'all earned today. Candy, and God gives us a booty for basketball.
Hey, they get candy. Well, hey, man, there's a lot of things that can motivate kids, but it's time to get to our MVP. So who is our MVP today? You know, from the stands, it was kind of clear. It was a group effort, a team game today, but number 25, come on down. We got you right here already with the trophy. So let's get a hand, man. This young young lady had quite the performance. She put up, she doubled her points from the first quarter in the second half. Put up, I think, almost the entire amount of points for her team. Really had a game, and in this game, she did a lot of passing for someone who scored all the points. So let's introduce yourself.
My name's Cree Evans.
All right, and what grade are you in?
Second.
Second grade. All right, so what led to your success in today's basketball game?
Good.
All right, man. So how were you able to score so many points despite going up against a pretty good defense?
I practice with my brother at home.
Your brother. So do you have an older brother or is he a younger brother?
Order.
Older brother. So do you learn anything or any tips from going up against your brother because he's bigger and stronger? He kind of gets you ready for this, or what's the effect on that on your basketball game?
Just gets me ready.
He gets you ready. All right, all right. Now, before we move on and give all the rest of these beautiful young ladies some FaceTime, do you have any shout-outs, any friends, anybody at home, supporters that you want to bring some love to while you have the chance?
No.
All right, all right. Well, here, I always tell the boys this, so, you know, we're doing equality, so I got to tell the young ladies this. Anytime you win something, you get an award, you get a graduation, they give you a cap and gown, thank your mom and your dad, all right? So we're going to start over. You got anybody you want to give a shout-out to while you got the chance?
No.
Okay, we're going to do it again. You got anybody you want to give a shout-out to, like the person who paid your team fees?
My mom and dad.
Shout out to mom and dad. She'll put a name on it later. But like I said, this is a group effort. Let's pan in on all these young ladies. This champion Paradise team. Go ahead, scroll on down. Now, just because we're out here doing women's basketball doesn't mean we're going to go off what we always do. Semi-Pro Live, we end all our broadcasts the same way. I look into the crowd of young athletes, and I look to myself and I say, who wants to talk the least? I think it's her. Jolie? Okay, come on, we'll take it. Come on, Jolie. Big number 5. Hey, she has some crucial rebounds and some crucial defensive plays. Very aggressive play today, and your defense was a big factor in you guys coming away with this championship. So here's how we end our show each time. I need you to look deep into the camera, right? Have you ever had a top and bottom gold grill? Okay, now the thing about having a top and bottom gold grill is that you can taste the gold in your mouth, and it does something to your self-esteem that brings out your inner gangster, all right? Okay, now I need you to look deep into that camera. Next time somebody's going head-to-head against the Paradise Panthers, what do they need to know about you and your teammates? Nah, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. You have to look into the camera. You have to be like, man, we smacking kids. We taking them down. We winning championships. We taking all the money. You got to say something like that, all right? Just close your eyes and pretend to be one of those kids that you see on YouTube that get in trouble, okay? Just for right now. Not forever, just for right now, all right? So look deep into the camera. Hey, come on, let's get the angle right here. Come on, camera lady. We want to get the team in the background. Come on, team. Come on, gather around it. This is a team message. This is a team message. All right, next time somebody's going head-to-head with you and your sisters right here, what do they need to know about the Paradise Panthers?
Help her out, girls. Okay, we don't stop.
That we're going to win.
We're gonna win.
They're going to win. Go ahead, break it out for us one time. This is Channing Humphrey with Semi-Pro Live. We are live from beautiful Narcona, Texas. I keep choking on that. I'm here with my guy, Kurt Lamley, the CEO, president of Premier Events USA. And we're out here for our first ever, well, Semi-Pro Live's first ever basketball tournament. We've had a lot of action, a lot of good games. And he's here to tell us a little bit more about this proud organization and the community that these kids and people come from.
So this tournament is Nakona Little Dribblers. It's a basketball blowout. It's put on as a fundraiser for Nakona Little Dribblers program. The teams from Nakona, this helps fund them to be able to go to the Nakona Little Dribblers. All their teams go to the Little Dribblers National Championship every year. So Premier Events USA, we got involved with it a couple years ago. We donate all of our time, energy, and all the proceeds from this tournament go right back to that. So this is we run back. We're a multi-sport event provider. We run 7-on-7 football. Matter of fact, you'll be out in Brewer High School next week doing this with football. We run kind of all the sports all over the country, and this is just one of those events that we do, and we're proud to do it. So.
Hey, man, Premier Events all over the place, but let me step out the way and let you do a trophy presentation.
On behalf of Premier Events USA and the Nakona Little Dribblers program, Who's the head coach?
There you go.
There you go.
We do a good job together.
Congratulations, 8U champions.
Thank you, sir. There you go. Y'all got it. All for you guys.
I'm not gonna lie. I usually make that same mistake that Kurt makes. I usually go up to the coaches and whoever has on the most team gear, I'm like, Coach! So I understand where he's coming from. Well, Coach, man, tell us about this team, man. We're out here in Decatur. I'm gonna keep it honest. Being from the DFW, basketball is not the first thing that comes to mind when I think about Decatur, Texas, but this is a premier group of second graders. So tell us, how did you assemble this group? Are all these kids from the same community? Is this a rec league team, or is this something select that you guys kind of built up?
Well, thank you for saying that we were, appreciate that, what you just said. We actually have 3 kids from Decatur and 3 kids from Munster, Texas.
Okay.
And they're, so that we played against them last year, and we asked them if they would play with us this year. So we kind of put all 3 and 3 together, and looks like it turned out pretty good, I think.
Hey, man, you can call it great coaching, because in youth sports, 90% of this youth sports coaching, nobody's coming up with great plays. 90% of the coaching is recruiting. So the fact that you're able to get 2 organizations, let's turn around to the parents. The parents still have their T-shirts on. So the fact you're able to get them to come together as one and come away with this championship win is a credit to your leadership. So just tell us, man, an advanced group of kids. They're all pretty good shooters, and what I like is your star players aren't afraid to share the ball. A lot of the games today that I've seen, all the way up to 14U, the ball was sticking a little bit. You'd have one dominant player, he's trying to get into the paint. They're not really doing good on spacing. But this one, you guys had good spacing. There was good passing, and the ball didn't stick with your point guard. So what do you guys work on to make these guys so adapt to sharing the ball with each other?
Mainly just fundamentals. We preach every time to play together. Any one of these kids can score 10, 15 points a game, no matter who it is. Like it doesn't matter if it's mine or the other kids. We just want to win. We're not really worried about who scores or anything like that. We're just worried about winning. So hopefully they understand that.
All right, man. Well, hey, they just call it's next man up over here. They let each person have a turn, and it was this young man's turn this week. Come on down, young Thomas. Man, I thought the ball turned into a fireball at some point. I didn't know if I was watching NBA jams or a youth league game. You were on fire coming out that second half, man. What was the key to you becoming so accurate with your jumper and getting all those layups?
I don't know. I just shot it up in the air, and I guess I did a good job.
Well, hey, man, free your mind and the rest will follow. So I guess that was working for you today. Well, we didn't ask your name. We just got into questions. So let's get your first and last name and what grade you're in, what school you go to.
Carter Thomas, and I go to Munster Elementary, and I'm 8 years old.
All right, man. Now, the coaches told us about you guys bringing 2 teams together. You guys have a lot of talented players. A lot of you guys can go off for 20 at any night, man. So what did it take for you guys to blend together as one team, even though you guys were coming from 2 different cities, 2 different organizations?
I don't know. We played against each other in the championship, and I like when you're playing against each other in the championship game, I just met people and they were being nice, and I was like, oh, they could be my friends.
Hold up, Bridget. I'm going to have to clip this because, look down south, all these youth organizations are set tripping and beefing with each other, and, the kids, they meet each other on the court and they're best friends forever, so I guess it's us. But anyway, man, let's pan over here to the rest of the kids. This is a team effort. You don't get to dominate a team by 30 points unless every kid puts in some work. So let's make sure everybody get their face on camera. So if you've ever seen Semi-Pro Live, you watch some of our 7-on-7 stuff with Kurt, we end every broadcast the same way. I've got to find the kid who wants to talk the least. Who's scared? Tell me who's scared. Okay, we'll take you. My guy. Well, a championship will give you some bravery. So, have you ever seen Semi-Pro Live before? No. All right. So every time we end the show, teammates, come behind him. He's going to need your support for this because he's speaking in your name. Now, every time we end the show, I have someone look deep into the camera, and you need to pretend for I know you've never had these. Have you ever had some gold fronts?
No.
Do you know what gold fronts are?
No.
Okay, gold fronts are gold teeth, top and bottom. No diamonds. No diamonds. You want straight gold so you can taste it in your mouth. Have you ever tasted gold?
No.
It does something to your psyche. It brings out your inner animal, all right? So I need you to pretend right now that you got a beautiful set of gold fronts. Look deep into this camera. And I need you to say the most gangster, intimidating thing you can say to the other team, okay? So next time somebody's coming against your team head-to-head in another tournament, what do they need to know about those boys from Decatur?
We're gonna beat you.
Ooh, they gonna beat you. You break it out for me one time. Break it out for me one time.
Decatur on 3. 1, 2, 3, Decatur!
And that'll be the final message. We'll see you guys next time on Semi-Pro Live. This is Channing Humphrey with Semi-Pro Live. We are live from beautiful Nocona, Texas. I'm here with OWE, one of the talented teams that's been out here performing in this tournament. So they're heading to the 14U championship in a matter of moments. I want to catch up to these young men just to get a little bit of information about them, where they're from, who they are, and what we should expect for this championship matchup. Before I get over here to the stars of the show, I want to bring these coaches up here, man. Hey, man, we always got to show love for the volunteers. Unless y'all are getting paid, and then tell me how to make that happen. No. But I'll coach a youth team if y'all start paying. But anyway, man, so Coach, let's get your first and last name and tell us a little bit more information about these young men and the community they come from.
First, my name is Jay Gould. My name is Darius Gillum. And this team started as a Y team about 4 years ago, and they were second graders. We're from the Wichita-Burke area, and then we gradually turned into about a serious traveling team. We picked up a couple guys from West Texas. We got 3 guys from West Texas, and then everybody else is from the Wichita-Burke-Manette area, just about 45 minutes away from here.
All right, well, I mean, tell us about this organization, OWE. What does that stand for? And how long have you guys been up and running? I noticed in the tournament I think over half of your teams have made it into the finals. Mm-hmm. Tell us about this program.
Yeah, we started off, like I said, as a Y team, and then we really just grinded, man, to be able to compete with the city teams and the big team that has thousands of kids to pick from. We just decided we ain't going to turn any kid down, but you got to be willing to work, because that's the only way we're going to catch the better teams, the better kids that have a little bit more at their disposal from where we come from. So we put our head down, we put our hard hats on, and just went to work, and then that's how the name came about. And we try to live up to it every time we come out. And that's kind of what we hang our hat on. Small town kids with some big dreams.
All right, now you guys going into the championship game, and I've seen you guys play in the earlier rounds about a couple of hours ago. You guys were very impressive. If somebody's watching this, they like what they see, they're in the Wichita Falls area, and they like to send a young athlete over, how do they do so? How do they get in contact with you?
We have Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. It's just Instagram is out_work_everyone, and then Facebook is just outwork_everyone.
All right, man. Well, let's get over here to the stars of the show, man. Now, we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to go by and get everybody. Usually, I just come up, we do a group interview. I let the star player talk. But since the championship game hasn't happened, I'm not just going to pick an MVP. So let's get each person's first and last name, your age, and what school you attend.
I'm Kingston Gould. I'm 11, and I go to Burke Middle School.
Okay.
Jaquan Carroll, and I'm 12, and I go to Burke Middle School.
I'm Brian Collier. I go to McNeil Middle School.
I'm Brayshawn Johnson. I go to Atkins Middle School.
I'm Deshaun Rankin. I'm 13. I go to Kirby Middle School.
I'm Caden Gershner. I'm 12, and I go to Burke-Manette Middle School.
I'm Jeremy Dene. I'm 13, and I go to Lubbock Cooper Middle School.
I'm Kai Garcia, and I go to Heritage.
I'm LaMarcus Gates, and I go to Sunnyview Middle School.
He playing up, man. He playing up with the big dogs.
I'm Aiden White. I go to Burke-Manette Middle School.
All right, man. Well, tell us about this tournament, man. What's the competition been like? You guys are here in the championship game, been out here balling, 20 games played, now going to culminate with a chance to get the trophy. What did it take for you guys to end up here in this moment?
Hard work.
Teamwork.
Teamwork.
Oh, he looks like he said spicy stuff.
No, teamwork. Just teamwork. Straight teamwork.
Teamwork.
All right, man, they're going to give me these vanilla answers. Well-trained. They don't want to do any running. All right, man, so outside of that, man, how long have you guys been with the organization? Who's new to the org? Let's bring the new kids up front, man. Come on up, man. So as some new athletes to the org, man, what actually attracted you to come out and become a part of this organization? What made this an attractive destination for you?
That we go and play good competition around the world.
So you're out here looking for comp?
Probably just the way they all play together and just the teamwork.
All right. So outside of that, man, we end all our interviews the same way. Now, if you've ever seen Semi-Pro Live, we end them all the same way. I'm gonna pick a random person. I gotta find the person who wants to talk the least, and we're gonna make them look deep into my camera and say something edgy and gangster to make all the other basketball teams scared. So let's have a team. Who wants to talk the least? Well, you ran to the back. Hold on, Nah, come on, man. See, you should have been so dramatic. I wanted to pick him. I was like, look, he hasn't said nothing the whole interview. But you actually ran. So come on up here, man. Come on up here, big dog. All right, man. Let's get your first and last name one more time for the folks at home.
I'm Kaden Gershner.
All right, man. So we end the show the same way. Next time somebody's going head-to-head with OWE, what do they need to know about this basketball team?
That we can drive, kick, shoot.
Nah. Come on back. You got to say something gangster. Look. Hold on. Now, I have to ask you a question. Have you ever had a pair of gold fronts?
No.
Do you know what gold fronts are?
No.
Anybody know what gold fronts? It's gold teeth, man. I just said it in a fancy way. Now, you know gold? You ever had a pair of gold teeth?
No.
Now, when you have a pair of gold teeth, you can taste the gold in your mouth. It does something to your psyche. Brings out the animal in you, all right? Now, I need you to say something gangster like this gorilla on your jersey, all right? So next time somebody's going head-to-head with OWE, what do they need to know about you? Because you're not speaking just for you. What do they need to know about you and your teammates?
That we're ready for any type of competition, and that we're coming out and we're outworking everybody there.
I'll let that one pass. Man, they coming for the comp and they ready to outwork everybody. Let's break it out for me one time. Actually, it's championship moments. They are heading out, and we will have the championship matchup shortly after this. You're watching Semi-Pro Live. We'll see you guys next time. This is Channing Humphrey with Semi-Pro Live. We are live from beautiful Narcona, Texas. I don't know why I keep mispronouncing an easily pronounced name. And this is usually the home of, your great brewery. You have the Boot Factory. Now it's the home of the Comeback Kids, man. This game started off lopsided, and this is probably the best female basketball game that I've seen in person and the best game of the tournament. I don't really care what the boys do for the rest of the time. But I'm going to introduce our luxurious host. He's going to introduce himself to our audience and let us know a little bit more about this community and this great event they were over here participating in.
My name's Wes Kleinhans. I'm with the Nocona Little Dribblers. We're just a small community with a little background in our downtown history, all of our Nocona boots, our Nocona gloves, and certain things like that. And we're really proud to have teams like this to come to our town and display their talent. So at this time, I'm going to present the trophy to the coach and rings to the girls.
Let's get a hand. All right, Coach, I'm going to ask you to come on over here, Coach. So, man, let's introduce you to our audience. What's your first and last name and where you from?
My name is Kevin Harvey, and I'm from Athens, Texas. Now I currently live in Fort Worth, Texas.
Okay, so you guys came all the way up here from the DFW. So you guys are a Fort Worth-based team?
Yes, sir, we are.
Okay, what part of Fort Worth?
It's more on the outskirts of Fort Worth. We're more in Weatherford, so we're west of Fort Worth, so we all small town
Hey,
kids.
man, I live in Bedford. I sort of kind of claim them, too. It's not like claiming other cities. It's not that bad. But anyway, you guys came a long way. Definitely had some home field advantage for these other teams. You guys got off to a little bit of a slow start. What was the key to, what did you communicate to your team at halftime where your scoring just doubled in a matter of seconds?
Well, a lot of times during these times, the coaches can take all the credit for it, but I'm not going to do that. I told them that I had faith in them the entire time. If we stay together, take care of the ball, and make our free throws, that we'll be successful, and that's what we came out to do the second half.
Now, Coach, I usually do let the coaches play humble because in youth sports, you got a lot of personalities. But I was watching the game, and there was a specific time the athletes did their thing on the field. None of this would be possible without what they did on the court. But I noticed as you came into the second half, you knew that there was a lot of fast breaks going on. The other team had an athletic advantage. you purposely slowed down your offense. I noticed you guys started taking a little bit more timeouts and coming out of sets, and you slowed down the fast breaks, which allowed you guys to take your time, catch up, and be more selective with your shot attempts. So some of that credit does go to coaching, man. I'm not going to let you slide on out of here.
Thank you.
Now, we got your portion. Do you have any final shout-outs? Anybody you want to say what's up to at home?
Man, I shout out to everybody that's watching. God is great. Without him, I couldn't do these things. I shout out to all the parents for sticking with me through all these things. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. Without y'all, I'm nothing. So I sure appreciate you. North side of the tracks, baby.
All right, man. Well, let's bring in these champions, man. Come on in here, young ladies. Now, we usually do a player of the game, but if you saw that game, we got to introduce you to this entire team. So we're going to start off with number one, because we're going in number order. No, we're not. We're going to start off with number one. So let's get your first and last name and what school you currently attend.
I'm Savannah Hatcher, and I go to Alito Middle School.
I'm Lauren Carzales, and I go to Smith Middle School.
I'm Brooklyn Dempsey, and I go to Alito Middle School.
Addison Chuppa, Glen Rose.
JC Riddle, Brock.
Austin Miller, Nichols.
Okay. No. Is that Nichols Junior High? In Arlington, Texas?
Joshua.
I was a Nichols Junior High Mustang. I was like, yes! All right, but in a small coincidence, I followed the Alito 7-on-7 program. So you guys are all from that end of the woods. So I should have been, the Alito kids usually come out and they're underwhelming, looking like athletes, and they always surprise you. Because every time I go out and follow Alito, they're winning the battle of the best 7-on-7 tournaments. But I just got to ask you guys, man, what did it take as far as athletes or a team for you guys to stay in this one? They got off to a hot start. It could have been easy for you guys to start hanging your heads and get negative about the situation, but you guys just kept battling. So what did you guys have to summon up to come across with this win?
We just had to,
outsmart them, basically.
Had to outsmart them. Okay.
We had to work as a team, make good passes.
We got to work on our turnovers and free throws and not get down on ourselves.
So what was the conversation like at halftime? You guys didn't get off to the start that you wanted to, but you guys were able to make some adjustments. So what was said in the huddle? I make everybody talk.
Well, he...
Tell the truth. Let's expose him now. Whatever he said, it ended up with a trophy.
He said it was definitely our game and that we just need to work as a team and we can't win.
Man, point guards and quarterbacks are like this. All right, well, we're going to go through and let you guys do some shout-outs. We're going to start down on this end, so let's get your shout-outs. You got any shout-outs for the people who couldn't make the game or somebody who couldn't make it?
No.
Okay, I'm going to do, no, because we're doing equality. And what I mean by equality is every time I interview some young men after a football game, they always get, I don't know, man, I don't know who to thank. And I always be like, you're not going to thank your mom, your dad? So I got to do that to the young ladies. You're not going to thank your mom or your dad or the people who bought the jerseys, paid the fees, man? Okay, so we're going to start over. Okay, let's get your thank yous.
I'm thankful for my mom and my dad for bringing me.
My family and friends.
My mom for taking me down here and spending some quality time with me and just spending all her time with me with basketball.
I'm thankful for Coach Harvey and my mom for always supporting me.
I'm thankful for my dad and my mom who couldn't make it today.
I'm thankful for my dad and my mom and my brother.
Oh, let's show these parents, man. Shout out to them. Because my son loves to act like he doesn't like me. They kids seem like they like them. All right, man. So we got to get to the serious point. Okay. Now I have to ask you guys. Now, you guys aren't from up here in Narcona. You're a little bit closer to Fort Worth. So has anybody had a top and bottom gold grill? Some gold fronts.
I'm going to answer that no.
So, you got to ask. You never know.
Answer that no.
Man, I saw a kid from Southlake. His mom was taking him to get some tats at 12, so you never know. Now, the reason I asked that question is because regardless if it's football, gymnastics, majorette, I don't care what it is, if it's a male athlete, a female athlete, we got to end the show with the same thing. And I need a final message from the DFW Hawks. So what I need you to do is stare deep into my camera and say something gangster, like you had a mouthful of goals. We coming through slapping kids. We taking the trophies. Nobody wants any smoke. So who would be the best person to give us that message? Don't let the pigtails fool you. She is with it. All right. Well, Austin was deemed the most gangster out of the Hawks. So she's going to give us our final message. So next time somebody's going head-to-head with these DFW Hawks, what do they need to know about you and your sisters?
We're gangster.
They gangster. I'm going to let you guys break it out on that note.
Let's go. Loud and proud. Somebody break us out.
1, 2, 3, Hawks!
And that'll be the final message from Semi-Pro Live. DFW Hawks in a thriller come away with the championship. We'll see you guys next time on Semi-Pro Live. Over here, we got the Spartans on here again. And this group of young men, this is elite. I see Yaya over here. Actually, not Yaya. I was like, the Hornets is going to get. Now they're not arch enemies, but they are pretty close to it. So every time you come out, IAC, swing down here. These gentlemen right here put on an impressive comeback. And because of these cute house shoes right here. Oh man, this is precious. So come on to the front, big dog.